Okay, so here it is. The dash is out. 3 bolts. Screw holding the outside temperature sensor. And unplug the 2 connectors. This one is mullered. I will get a second-hand wiring loom and replace this sensor. I think I can just get the pins out of this and out of the replacement one and get them back in. Much like this. This one is alright, however. And this was the relay for the dip beam that I had to replace. I think that's the high beam relay, and this is a relay for something else. Might be a starter relay, not sure, but it works. Yeah, getting the front cowling off is quite easy. Just unplug the headlights and the indicator light plugs. Once you've got all the screws off either side and at the top, it's not really complicated actually. So I'm going to go inside. We'll look at this in more detail. This is a feature. Someone's done a bypass wire. I'm not sure if that's very... I'll have to redo that. It looks not very tight and might be the problem. But also, looking online, it's the tracks basically down here that can go. There's one down here for the digital dash. So I need to try and clean this up a bit and look at it a bit more closely. Basically redo this solder and this connection on here, and look at all these screws, and I'll show on a picture. I can get a aftermarket complete PCB board actually, which is only 52 quid, so I'm very tempted to do that. So if I do that, that should solve any earthing issues. And so it's just screws, I'm taking the bulbs out, and that's very simple to replace. And I'll get a second hand wiring loom and replace this connector. I put loads of tape around it. The end here is broken off. This had a little hook like this one. See, this one's got, I don't know if I can focus on it, yeah, on a hook on the end, but the hook is missing from this one, so it just can slide in and out of this port here. It just needs a good clean up, doesn't it? I can't see any tracks that are burnt out. Someone's done this one. Don't know what that one's for. So if I can't work out what's going on, I'll give it a clean up. I might put it all back together, or will I? Might take the hit on having a week off of being able to ride it. Would be a shame, but rather than sticking it all back together and taking it apart again to replace this PCB board, which seems like the most sensible option, if I can't figure out why. I mean, it's working now, the dash again. I just wonder if this is, because this looks a bit weak there, it's a bit weak there, so that might be why. I could try that first, save myself 50 quid. Because these tracks are renowned for burning out, and look how rusty the screws are, so you get some dodgy connections. Okay, onwards and upwards. Right, I don't know if you can see me up there. Here it is, the dash. You know what's good for cleaning plastics and stuff? WD-40. Okay. This is the main problem. Okay, just a quick rough and ready cleanup. Yeah, this is just hanging on by a thread here. Maybe part of the problem. Although there's not a lot of power or ampage moves through this PCB. Blue, grey. Blue, the blue connector, and grey for the grey connector. I think that, I mean, it looks alright underneath there, really. That bulb looks a bit dark, isn't it? 5 watt W5W bayonet, isn't it? It may pay to replace the bulbs. Oh, look alright though. So for 23rd of the 9th, 80 something. This is an 88, but can't see the last number. So who knows when they made that. These might be the same dash PCBs that were in the VFR 750s. So I think that says 84, so it could, no, it can't be 84. Can it? It says 8, yeah, it says 87 maybe. Not sure. When did the VFR 750 first come out? Gosh, that is old. It's actually in pretty good nick if it's that old, to be fair. Now, this went out on me the other day. I've had everything go, and that was that blue connector that doesn't connect. But then, yesterday, I was out for a ride, and everything was perfect. Went to my friend Neil's place, and then when I started up the bike again, the dash didn't work. The digital dash. Everything else was working. Indicators, all the lights, headlights, but not the digital dash. So looking up online and everything, so I found a guy who was redoing the earthing on here. I'll put some pictures up, and he was redoing an earth across here somewhere. That looks a bit dirty. Once you start, you can't stop it. Right. But I noticed this, and this looks a bit flimsy. I don't know which, this is bypassing this track here. I'm no expert, but you can generally see when a track looks discoloured or green, or the connection's not good, or it's burning out or something. I don't know if you can see that track. There's a few spots here and there. Oh, okay, maybe just there. So we can see why that's there. We need to redo that. But the ones down here, everything down here, looks quite good. Where this guy was doing the digital dash that was gone. Now my digital dash, looking at this, really not too bad. I'm thinking it's this blue connector still. It won't click in, it just was loose. So it's only got to come slightly loose and lose connection, and that's it, isn't it? So he was doing something down here. I'll have to look at the picture. Let's follow this track. Yeah, it comes up to here. Instead of getting a new PCB, which is only 52 quid, I mean, part of me thinks, is that really a no-brainer? Just get a new PCB, eliminate this problem. It's got no other problems by the looks of it. Is that just a waste of money? And apparently the places it gets done is down there in the dip there, where moisture gets down and it rots, furs up the tracks, etc. It gets down there, but I'm looking at all that and it's all really good. You only need a tiny wire because there's hardly any power going through it apparently, so he said tiny wire is actually quite a good idea. So look, I had got a wire going on there, but that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know if you can see there. If I destroy the camera, if you can see in there, I think it's destroyed right across the track there. There's nowhere else I can see that looks like problems. Well, I do have to fix this. That was just wrapped around the screw, which is obviously enough, I guess. It just looked very flimsy. It's got like a bit of solder on there. So what I think I'm going to do is buy an old loom with a good plug. I'll just take all the pins out one at a time from mine and put them back in one at a time in the new plug and plug it in. And I think that's going to solve my problem. And I've seen a wiring loom for 28 quid. So I should get in there and buy it, because I've seen a couple of others at about 40 quid. Because mine had a damaged, destroyed relay for the dip beam, and it wasn't just had gone, it was crushed. And the state of this was broken on mine, so I think it had a front ender. As it is a category S, but it was a category S back in 2000, so 26 years ago. So it's lasted a long time with a broken connector, but I think that's part of the problem. So I think, because it's the only thing, I reckon that's what it was. One of these pins on here is just loose. Put it back. Now look, that's solid now. And it's clean underneath that washer, and it's right on that. So that's fixed it, isn't it? That bit. Oh, I thought this video might be longer. I thought I might be taking all the PCB off and showing you put a new PCB on. But it's very simple. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws. Okay, so it's all back together. Dash is working, it's telling the time. Got headlights working. Dash is on. USB charger. It's off at the moment. Turn it on. So it's charging 14.2. So I know it's going well, the charger. If I turn it off, yeah, it drops back down. It keeps dropping. And then just remember to turn it off. Nice. So that's it, it's all working. I'm leaving it like that. Oh look, I thought so. Well, that one came back on. Damn. Might be that connector.